Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We talking Knicks here. Shout out to my man C Gutter. He over there in New York talking that garbage about Phil. Hey, my thing is like this. In this podcast will keep coming. I don't know if you want to call it a podcast or YouTube synopsis or whatever you want to call it. My thing is like this, man. Everybody want to talk bad about Phil, and it's like, for what? What hasn't he done? They want, everybody in New York wants doo-doo to turn to sugar real quick. And it's like, that's not how it works. A lot of times you have to build from the bottom. New York is not a place where you can build from the bottom and it'll be cool. It's like everything has to happen right away. And I'm going to reiterate this a lot because a lot of times people don't understand. You know, Golden State Warriors, the best team in the league, it just wasn't built overnight. It's been years. Steph Curry was just on a regular team when they didn't even look like they were destined to be where they at now. So with that said, it's just like, what has Phil done wrong? That's what I want to know. Not saying he's done everything right, but as a fan, as a Knicks fan, it's like the biggest thing that I hate or dislike is like when we are paying bums incredible amount of money. I don't want to mention any names, but that kind of like throws me off. I don't like that. Phil is not doing that. All the players that we have under contract right now, I can respect. I can be like, all right, that contract's fair. Might be a little bit too much, Lopez. You know what I mean? But still in all, it's like, okay, I can respect that. You're not pigeonholing us into these contracts where we got these guys for many years and paying them for no reason. So with that said, I like what Phil's doing. Yeah, we don't have the best basketball team. Obviously, we're not making it to the playoffs, but we are building ourselves to be a playoff contender. And that goes into my next piece with Melo. Melo's an incredible player. He's an incredible offensive player. I've never been the one to say Melo fits New York, simply because I know it's a bad PR move to get rid of him. You know, a lot of people love him in New York. A lot of people love the whole superstar mentality. We need Melo. We need superstar. But Melo is a real offensive player. New York is a real defensive-minded city, area, believe it or not. Sometimes you really can't change the culture. You have to adapt to the culture. Not saying Melo can't play D. I just think his specialty is really like offense. And we all know that. We all know that. And he's actually at the stage of his career where I just think it'd be best, not saying that we can't win with him, it'd be best if maybe he went somewhere where they had their stuff put together a little bit more. And he could have a lot more fun. And, this offseason, if Phil doesn't bring in a coach that Melo likes, I wouldn't be surprised if Melo demanded a trade. He waived his no trade clause. And like I said, I'm not trying to send him on his way, but I think it would be best if he jetted off and he went to another franchise that had that's ready to win now. And maybe pair him up with a friend. Maybe a LeBron, a Chris Paul, don't just send him anywhere. Obviously, he's not going to go anywhere. But, Knicks, Phil has pieces that he could work with, and more or less. And now it brings me into my next one, the triangle. Everybody's mad. And Chris tell me all the time, my man C Gutter, you just love Phil Jackson. You in love with Phil Jackson. He can't do no wrong. You know what? My man Stephen A. Smith said something this morning. I was watching First Take. He says, he was talking about Barkley. Mind you, he's talking about Barkley. And Stephen A. Smith ain't all there in the head either. And he's a big problem with the New York media. The New York media is a big problem within itself. But anyway, I heard Stephen A. Smith, and he goes, he was talking about Barkley because Ted Thompson, the CEO of the Rockets, put out a tweet talking about Barkley was, not playing all the time because Barkley made a comment about the Rockets. Here nor there, Stephen A. Smith goes on record, says you don't question a champion or a Hall of Famer, somebody that's been putting it down like that. Stephen A. Smith, but you question Phil Jackson. I know you question him as a GM You know he's the greatest coach. But still in all, he got the knowledge. I never question Phil. I can't. He's got the knowledge. I don't care if he did it as a coach and he didn't do it as a GM. He still has the knowledge. Let him do his job until he can't do it no more. We watch many other GMs do their job. I can't recall. Maybe I just don't remember, but I can't recall the New York media ever getting this upset and this uptight over any other GM and they moves. They got mad at Dolan, pretty much, but never like, oh, the GM over there is ruining the Knicks, and we've been in bad positions. Actually, Phil's in bad positions now because of what the old GMs have done. Well, I guess what Dolan has made the old GMs do, pretty much. So, with that said, we go back to the triangle. And I don't think it's too much Phil wants everybody to play the triangle like they're saying. But Phil is a G because Phil's like, I'm going to call it a triangle. I'm going to get the media talking about this triangle. I'm going to get the team talking about the triangle. Just to let everybody know I'm running this team. But I don't really think he's doing this triangle like that. He may be doing some versions of the triangle. I just think he wants more ball movement. Pretty much, he doesn't want the ball to be isolated. Melo gets the ball. Isolation. I'm shooting the ball. He wants the ball to go around a couple times before you get into I got to shoot the ball because I'm the best offensive player on the team. Not just come down with their 18 to 15 seconds on the shot clock and you feel like I have the best matchup and I can score. Melo. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with it. We won games like that in the past. But I'm just letting you know, I just think Phil wants you to be like, yo, let's move it around. Let's get some ball movement. He calls it the triangle. It might be some versions of the triangle. For coaching, which is another part of what I wanted to talk about, Phil's going hard after Luke Walton. We had this whole argument last week. New York media again. Oh, Luke Walton rejected the Knicks job. He didn't reject the Knicks job. He would never reject the Knicks job. Honestly.